resisted requests for reports, and he soon generated multiple chains for sporadic reporting to the president, Rice, and Powell, as well as to Rumsfeld. Although formally there was unity of leadership in Iraq, in practice there was not, and there was not unity of effort between CENTCOM and the CPA. He continues on. Yet here we are in 2011, still with no clear military objective. How do we have a military objective if the pacifists have won and pulled out? What military? We're not there. How do you have a military objective if you pull out of Iraq? What is your military objective? Your only objective is defeat. That's your objective. If that was your objective, congratulations. Lives lost for nothing. Yes, now it's for nothing. Because you've pulled out. The pacifists have won. And I put you in with this president's decisions. You come from the same breed. Yes, he stayed in Iraq and Afghanistan, but he has no interest and no heart in either. And that's why he had to pull out of Iraq. His heart wasn't in it. And that's why he wants to pull out of Afghanistan, even though he hasn't done so yet. His heart isn't in it. You can't fight a war that you don't mean to be in. That's why he couldn't diplomatically get our troops to stay there. I have no doubt if the former president was currently in office, we'd still be in Iraq. No doubt in my mind. You could point your fingers at the Iraqis all you want. It's on this administration and its pacifist policies, to the point if we find them squabbling on the cover of the Rolling Stone with generals. That's your man. That's your surrender. That's your white flag. That's on you. He continues, in a president who lied about ending the wars, we have a handful of play by the establishment book GOP candidates who are either... No, he didn't. Yes, he actually writes the words, chicken hawks. I assume that my opinion doesn't matter. Chicken hawk, for all of you who don't know, and all of you do know what it means somebody who is very pro-war but never served. I'll say this again, and I said this to Allison. I will take a chicken hawk over a chicken any day of the week. I'll take a chicken hawk over a hawk chicken like you, like Allison, and like Ron Paul any day of the week. What am I then in this magical animal kingdom? Am I the hawk? Chicken hawk. And wish to say, of course, we have others whose ambiguity may be worse, who have not articulated a stance on continuing or ending the costly, misguided wars in the Middle East. I guess it's misguided because you say so. Only Ron Paul... Let me rephrase this. Let me use your voice. Only the great Ron Paul is above this foolishness, and clearly our only hope to restructure our botched foreign policy and bring an end to the incompetence and lawlessness of our federal government is to elect Ron Paul as president. You're the reason why God doesn't talk to us anymore. Only the great Ron Paul. Sorry, I don't know why I used that voice. It makes me laugh. I hope those who ask, well, shouldn't we support our troops, hear me loud and clear when I say yes. Oh, good. But allowing men in suits and comfortable offices to gamble with their lives for one moment longer, that is not supporting the troops. No, what we need is a military dictatorship. That's what we need. Men in uniform, on uniform, serving in uniform. Hell, we should have elected John Kerry. Huh? I'm John Kerry, and I'm reporting for duty. Perhaps Mirtha. Maybe we should have elected Mirtha. Because after all, civilians can't serve. We need people who've served before. Like Mirtha. Marines who are committing, what did he say? Cold-blooded murder in Iraq? That's the guy we should hire. After all, he's served. Oh, I know. Jesse the Body Ventura. Where's the thermite paint? There's no I need my thermite paint. Building 7. I was a former Navy SEAL, and now I'm a fucking moron. He served. Let's get him in office. Supporting the troops means maybe we should get Noam Chomsky as president. Huh? Supporting the troops means becoming active in local programs and aiding returning veterans and campaigning for more veteran benefits here at home, instead of wasting endless tax dollars on an inefficient bureaucracy-run war machine. Basically, you can support the troops in anything but the actual war itself, the actual thing that they do. We're going to separate the war from the warriors. That's our objective here. The policy is bad, the people are good, even though they enlisted between 2001 and 2011. They enlisted on for this policy. Did they not? Anything but the war effort. It is now patriotic to support the people, but not what they do. Why don't you just support civilians then? Just support a bunch of civilians who've been shot up. Do that. I don't know who you're supposed to be supporting. Anything but the war. Support them, but anything but what they do. Basically, hey, young man, you know that thing that you signed up to do? You know that mission that you wanted to do? You know all those lives lost? You know all those efforts you made? It's really all for nothing, but hey, I love you. Love you to death. But you're actually involved in a murderous policy, an imperialistic American policy. Love you? I love you. Love you. Hate what you do. Hate what you risk your life for, but I love you. You're a great guy. Hey. Supporting the troops means doing the one thing in the private ballot box that would allow our boys to knock the sand off their boots for at least 4 years, and hopefully for the rest of their days. Hell, why even have a military? Let's just kick the sand off their boots permanently. Come on home, son. You've had enough. After all, it's over. Don't you know it's over? We've left, so it's over. I guess Iraq is a victory. Congratulations. You've won. You've pulled out. You've got what you wanted. Support our troops. Vote for Ron Paul in 2012. No. Support our troops. Vote for anyone but Ron Paul in 2012. You know, I've been asked, since I've been on here, what is your main point? What are you doing? Is your object to attack fellow members of the armed services? Is there a candidate you want to talk about? You should make fancier videos, blah, blah, blah. I'm not on here to support a candidate. This is not a political channel. This is pointing out the horrible policies of Ron Paul. And it is a response to his active recruitment of members of the armed services. There is no voice speaking for the other side that doesn't go to political meetings, that doesn't give money to fundraisers to political events, that are not in caucuses. Their voice is my voice. Is not being heard. It's just not being heard. I have no money behind me. I'm one man. To balance this, I've made this channel. It's not to attack people. It's to point out the ridiculous positions. You go to Google and you type in Ron Paul veteran. All you're going to see is veterans for Ron Paul. But, they give 3% of more than military give. I don't know why I use that voice. They give more money. I heard you. I got it. This is the other end of that voice. Why that is so difficult to understand, I don't know.
People like you are the reason that God doesn't talk to us anymore.